Yeah, I wasn't expecting this either. Your eyes do not deceive you. From the title, it is true. 19 was not the end after all.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Here we go again. So, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 20 of Your Cousins Are Critics. We're both just flabbergasted.
Blown away. I'm back and better than ever.
Yeah. It was only been a month. And
now we came back and we watched a really good movie.
Right.
Really
I mean, we ended with a good movie,
Yeah,
Perfect
Yeah.
Blue. But
This is way more fun than Perfect Blue, though. I will say. I laughed more at this than.
oh yeah, I don't remember laughing in Perfect Blue at all. Actually, I don't.
Wait, I think there might have been the voice acting.
The voice acting was kind of
yeah.
funny, but that was of course the dubbed that we watched. But yeah, things just happen unexpectedly.
We're back in place.
He's back in Oklahoma, so
okay.
yeah. And anyways, this is episode 19 of Your Cousins Are Critics, and this what's funny is that I didn't even, the first time I saw this movie was actually while he was gone. So yeah, so this is my second time watching it, and if you saw my I think it might have been my last video, or at least one of my last videos. That was the ranking, the April monthly ranking. I put this as number one as my favorite first watch of that month. So I have talked about this movie, but anyways, today, I mean, of course, the title. Today we are talking about the 1993, or is it 92? Well, this is 92 on the back, but I'm pretty sure this is 93. Or maybe, I don't know, 92 or 93. Well, I don't know, but film, Joel Schumacher film, Fallen Down, starring Michael Douglas, Robert Duvall, and Barbara Hershey. This was my second time watching. This is his first. This was a movie that you've been wanting to watch for a long time.
Yeah.
And I did too before I first saw it. So I can't remember exactly how we start these things. It's been so long.
I don't either. I mean, I think we started talking about how we even found the movie in the first place.
Oh, okay.
Like our history with it beforehand.
Yeah, do you want to start?
Yeah, I think I've heard about it for a while, and I think all of the it's pretty popular with a couple groups of people, but there's a lot of funny things you can read into this movie, and you can come up with your own little theories about what everything means and what it's trying to say. But I think I just heard about this movie from other YouTubers who were like, this is a crazy ass movie with what it seems like a kind of a sort of a political message or a cultural one, and just knowing that it's fucking Michael Douglas running around with guns and bats and stuff, that made me really want to watch it. And just and just the fact that this came out before Columbine shooting happened and before all the mass shootings that have happened in the United States really went down.
Oh, yeah?
So it just seems like a movie from another universe. Yeah. Almost.
Okay, so, well, Wikipedia says it's 93, so. But, go, anything else?
Yeah, that's pretty much, the whole, the fact that this movie probably just couldn't be made in the same way nowadays. Is why I wanted to watch it. Pretty much, yeah.
For sure.
That's my history with it.
Well, I think the first thing that I ever seen about it was actually this poster. And that poster alone made me want to watch it.
Yeah.
Just seeing that this guy, and I'm like, holy shit!
his story,
I'm like, yeah, exactly. That's what made me want to watch it, and plus also, being a fan of The Simpsons, we both have grown up on The Simpsons. There was an episode not exactly inspired by this movie, but however, the character in it was actually inspired by Michael Douglas's character, Frank Grimes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that wasn't, and he wasn't exactly as crazy as Bill Foster, but he was at the end of the episode if you've seen it. But I don't care. I'm Homer Simpson. Spoilers.
Spoiled.
But yeah, you know, I grew up loving The Simpsons, and I heard that character was based on this character, so I was like, okay. And yeah, it took a while for me to watch it, but I saw it at a vintage stock. I'm like, fuck yes, I'm getting this. And
that's a good find.
Oh yeah.
Stock,
yeah, for sure. Yeah. So yeah, after I watched it the first time, I absolutely loved it, and I still do. But we'll talk more about that later. But yeah, do I go ahead and ask you like what do you think about it first, or do we jump into the plot first?
I think we jump into the plot.
Okay.
And then we hop in.
It's been a while, guys.
Yeah, it has. We're gonna be pretty rusty, but like, what was his name? Bill
Foster.
Yeah, Bill Foster. So
or William Foster, but whatever.
Yeah, it looks like they're in L.A. I think they are, or some sort of spot in California. It looks like L.A. to me, but
yeah. Do they even? I don't think they ever said really, but
yeah,
it did look like definitely California, but
and it starts out William Foster, Bill, is stuck in traffic, like bumper to bumper, and his AC stops working, and he's having a real bad day, real bad time of it, and he decides, you know what, I'm gonna leave my car. And he does, and he then proceeds to, all he wants to do is get home to his wife and his kid for his child's birthday party. And so he basically, his day just gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. You know, inflation, gosh darn it, a Coke isn't 50 cents anymore, you know.
Was it like 85?
It was 85.
Yeah.
It was 85 cents. You can't sit around anymore in a public place that's a gang's property.
Yeah.
Like, all these things happen where it just stops him from getting home.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a man who will do anything to get home. So that includes stealing the baseball bat from the convenience store owner.
Yeah.
And beating up the store because it costs too much. And then paying for the Coke, but, not paying the full price.
You're right.
Beating up the gang members and stealing their little butterfly knife. You know? And then somehow surviving a drive-by shooting by these gang members who then kill themselves in a car accident, and he steals an Uzi from and a bag of guns.
Yeah, I was gonna say a bag.
Yeah. Then he just wants breakfast, so he goes to a McDonald's rip-off place.
Like Whammies or something like that called.
But they stopped serving breakfast at 11:30.
Wham Burger, yeah.
Yeah. So he's got to show him his gun to make sure he can get his breakfast. But then he decided he wanted a burger anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's got holes in his shoes. He's been walking so much. So then he's got to go to there's a local Army surplus store. He needs to buy a pair of shoes. Turns out the owner of the store has a police scanner and has been learning about this guy the whole day, and realizes that they're the same guy and that they're on the same team. He thinks Bill is a Nazi because this guy's a Nazi. and then gets mad when Bill says, "No, I'm not a Nazi. I'm an American."
Yeah.
And then, kills the Nazi, and things just keep going like this and going like this throughout the whole movie
until he finally gets home.
Yeah, and everything works out.
Do you want to go and say what happens at the end?
Yeah. So he gets home, and his wife and child are obviously really scared of him, and he gets shot by a police officer. Okay, that's the movie, and then we'll get into the details,
right,
and everything, because there's like so much that.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember everything.
There's so many little spots.
Yeah, I feel like there might be some stuff we're going to miss, which has happened in past episodes. Like I remember the Dr. Sleep episode, we forgot an important part about the cat. We did not mention the cat at all, and until I watched it, and watched our episode, I'm like, the fucking cat.
Yeah, we forgot it.
Like that's where the name of the movie came to play too. And anyways,
did the name of this movie come from the falling down, like London Bridge?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, there was a couple parts with that. Yeah, with Robert Duvall singing it with his wife, and then the little gift that he tried to get for his daughter.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Was playing that the
That's
unicorn snow globe thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
so, should we start by explaining that like he is separated from his wife and that he hasn't had a job in a month, but he's still going somewhere?
Yeah.
So when the movie starts, he's already fucked up. Like he's already psycho already.
Yeah,
right?
we don't exactly know that yet.
Yeah.
He seems okay at first, but he just seems pissed off and just frustrated, done with everything.
Yeah.
And that's pretty relatable. But yeah, it turns out this guy's kind of pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting that. I mean, I was expecting him to be crazy, but I was expecting him to get crazy as as the movie went on. But it turns out he already kind of was.
Yeah, it turns out homie's already kind of fucked up. Yeah, so he is basically upset. He goes on basically I would say like a murder spree or like a violence
spree.
Yeah, he murders some people.
I think he only kills one person really, but the Nazi. I think he's the only one he actually kills.
Oh yeah, and
he does let that old let that old dude have a heart attack, but he wasn't but he didn't really kill him. I mean, then again, I guess you could say he was kind of responsible for his heart attack. I think maybe the gun or something scared him, and it it made him have a heart attack. But I don't know if that would count. But one that he actually murdered, in cold blood was the Nazi, which I mean. That just saying that he's a Nazi, that means okay, fuck that guy, he deserved it.
Yeah.
That's the one person that you could say for sure definitely deserved to die. But anyway,
so he's he's basically. I mean, I guess everything stems from the fact that he destroyed his relationship with his family.
Yeah.
So he had a wife and a kid, but he sort of had this anger, deep inside of him that he would just come out, and we find out about it through the wife said it, but then he's watching old family videos later on in the movie where you just see how kind of he bought this horse thing for his daughter to ride as a little toddler. And the kid didn't want to get on the horse. It was scared of it and crying. And he was put her on the damn horse, talking to his wife. I spent money on it or whatever.
Yeah.
So he's just kind of an asshole. And so he kind of fucked up his shit.
Yeah.
And then
And that led to her divorcing him.
Yeah. And then he got fired, too.
Yeah. But also, he wouldn't leave her alone in the past. So she, I think, got a restraining order.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, so...
which is a very important... Yeah, she got a restraining order on him. Very important detail.
Right.
He gets fired from his job.
What was his job?
he worked for like a defense agency. Defense.
His license plate said defense.
Yeah, so.
For some reason, in the credits, they credited him as defense. I thought that was really weird.
Cool. There's a lot of funny things in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, his mom in the movie said that he's protecting people from communists. That was his job. I think he's making missiles or something.
Oh.
And yeah, so he's already fucked up, and then
right,
he just recognizes basically like kind of the bullshit about the United States, like just how much shit costs and bureaucratic like things where like it's not like, you know, I don't control the prices or I don't control that. It's just what it has to be.
He's just like
a business.
He's just like complaining about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like he's like he's just fed up with the country.
Yeah,
with his
like,
country.
Like there's a
which it's kind of understandable.
Oh yeah, America's fucked up. But like that scene where he's like, "What's wrong with the road?" And and the end is that there's nothing wrong with the road, but they have to redo the road every year or every couple of years because it means that the city gets its budget stays the same or increases. So he's like, I knew there was nothing wrong with this road, and proceeds to shoot a bazooka down a hole, which blows up more of the road.
That scene was hilarious.
Yeah, it was. A little kid told him how to shoot a bazooka because he saw it in a movie. It was really good.
Yeah,
on TV or something. And so he's just kind of mad about like how not straightforward the United States is anymore, or what he thinks, because like it was probably never as straightforward as he thinks it was, but it isn't. You know, there's a lot of tomfoolery about the streets are sick, as he says.
Yeah.
And so yeah, he just kind of he lets out all of his frustrations, but the thing is, you know, he's just trying to get home. So everybody's just getting in his way.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good.
It started. Well, I think we might have already said it, but it started with the convenience store guy.
Oh yeah. So the deal is that this is what first really it set him off pretty big, was that he needed change for the payphone.
Yeah.
Right. And the store owner was like, "You've got to buy something. I can't just give you change." And so, and then the cost of the Coke was so much that he wouldn't even have enough money to use the payphone. You know? Yeah. So it was just everything. There's just little tiny bits like that.
Right.
That just set him off, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so, what'd you think of this movie? Like, what are your thoughts that you're feeling?
Man, okay, so I'm just going to go and flat out say this. Don't get me wrong, I still love this movie, but it kind of went down just a tiny bit for me. I guess it's just one of those things, you know, then on the first watch. I guess it's just one of those things where, you know, some movies won't be as good as, like, the first time you watch it.
Yeah.
Something like that, I guess. And I don't know. But I have a really bad attention span, so I didn't catch everything this time around. Like, there are scenes that didn't get my full attention, so that's just me, though. That's just on me. But you know, but no, I mean, no, I still love this movie. It's just crazy. It just, I mean, deals with, you know, it talks about, of course, how messed up, I guess, America is, but also though, it's had to do with, I guess you could say, mental illness or something.
Yeah.
Just how crazy this guy is. Mm-hmm. And yeah, and then, you know, he was already crazy, but we didn't know it until we kept watching, and of course, I mean, you know, stuff was triggering him and whatnot, but yeah. I will say, though, I actually laughed a lot more this time around than the first time. Yeah, I was laughing a lot, actually.
Like, I think it's just an absurd kind of comedy, almost.
Yeah, but
me.
it definitely plays more like a drama. Like everything's like very played more serious.
Yeah.
Which I like when movies do that. I mean, this isn't ever like called a comedy. Like you look at like IMDb or whatever, Letterboxd, it won't say that it's a comedy, but comedy is subjective, so I consider this as a comedy.
For me, this is like what a comedy movie.
I mean, definitely a drama, but a comedy for sure. And I guess you could say like thrill. I wouldn't say action, but a thriller, I guess. Yeah, kind of. But yeah, in some ways even horror. But But yeah, what were some of the funniest things you thought?
I mean, some of it was Duvall's like character. I think it was really funny.
He was interesting.
It was like, I mean, this is kind of like a cheap comparison, I think, but like, because this movie is really different from what I'm about to say, but some of the vibes were like, this is like. It just gave me flashbacks to like Twin Peaks, like the types of characters that are in this thing. Like
I could see that
the comedy's a little different, but but it was like,
the comedy. I don't know. I can see the comedy be actually. When I was watching this, I was getting a little bit of David Lynch vibes, just by like the humor and whatnot. Yeah. I guess you could just say like the vibe is different. Like it's not like weird. Well, kind of, but not like in the same.
It's more absurd, I think.
Yeah, it's not. It's not like David Lynch, like just weirdness. Yeah. But the kind of humor, there was something that did remind me of David Lynch. I can't remember what it was, but there was something like a certain maybe scene or something, or maybe it was a shot. I don't know, or maybe it was a character. Anyway, but yeah, actually, Robert Duvall kind of did remind me a little bit like a Twin Peaks character almost.
His laugh and stuff, and just like how he would go about things was just super funny.
Right.
Like when he was trying to interrogate Bill's mom and was like talking about her knickknacks instead of asking her questions because he knew that would open her up and stuff. Like it was just little things like that.
Yeah,
and it was his I mean, I think everything in this movie. I think everything in this movie was honestly set up to be tropey and funny and things because it's his last day on the force. He's literally retiring.
Actually, Joel Schumacher. Like, I'll tell you another movie. He also did Lost Boys.
Yeah,
and I'm not. That movie though is pretty cheesy. At least I kind of think it is, and like, I don't know. Honestly, if I'm going to be honest, I don't really think that's a great movie. I mean, in some terms, I do. Don't get me wrong. It's just kind of almost one of those so bad it's good kind of things. But that's just my thing. Yeah. Like, I didn't think
it's campy for sure.
I didn't think. Yeah, and there's some bad acting. Kiefer Sutherland was great and some others, but yeah. But I mean, this though is way different. This one's actually good, but I don't even know what I was saying. I guess that movie was kind of funny too, but I'm not sure. Maybe some of it was intentional, but I'm not.
Oh, I mean, I think a lot of it. I mean, the buff saxophone guy. I think there's a lot of intentional
saxophone.
Yeah, and Lost Boys and where the rock band is playing, and there's like a buff saxophone guy, like super.
Oh, like I think I barely remember.
I think a lot of that movie was intentional. Like the atmosphere was intentional.
I don't know. I just got some weird vibes from him. Like, is this supposed to be? I'm like, I don't know. I guess whenever I watch it next time,
because it definitely wasn't meant to be like scary,
right?
Yeah. Like,
I guess I was just kind of almost like. Kind of look at it in a way of you're supposed to take it serious, but I wasn't, of course. But I guess if I look at it as a comedy, it'd probably be better.
Yeah, I think it's just like a lighthearted kind of horror themed movie,
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's vampires, but
and they all want to be Jim Morrison. Yeah.
One of them I thought I did not take seriously was fucking Alex Winter, who was from Bill and Ted. Like he didn't look like he fit in with those others.
Nah, it's just his face. He looked too nice. He was a very nice guy.
Yeah,
his scowls weren't very good. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is different. And then he also did the Batman movies, Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. Now I feel like those were meant to be comedies.
Oh yeah,
and I think if you do look at them as comedies, they're pretty fun. I think they're at least entertaining.
Yeah, I think we're sensing a pattern here. I think that's kind of his thing.
At least what I've for. Yeah, that's all I've seen. I forget what else he's done, but I know he's done a lot of movies. Actually, I just can't remember what else he's done. But whenever I do my ranking for him, whenever that'll be, I'll definitely be the judge on that. See,
for sure.
I'm sure he's probably done some serious stuff too, but yeah, at least of what I've seen so far, it's kind of funny, campy kind of stuff. I don't know if you would call this one campy. I mean, maybe a little, but just
I would just say like pretty surreal, like just absurd.
Yeah.
Over the top.
Over the top, yes. Which is there a difference between over the top and campy? I honestly don't know.
Well, I mean, campy to me, man. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess this is just like it's like when you're having a bad day and you see like shit in your head where you're like, oh, I could just like beat somebody up or something, or And this is like that, but made into a movie. It's like that extreme.
Yeah, like it actually goes to that direction.
Yeah, and so it's just like this sort of strange fever dream kind of thing going on.
And that's kind of what I was expecting going in anyways.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, one scene I was dying so hard. The restaurant scene, the McDonald's, whatever. I was laughing so hard.
Hilarious, yeah.
I thought the girl that was working there was really funny, and the manager too.
They're handing him this is 100% a comedy when they're handing him all the things, like the manager was so freaked out that he couldn't give Bill his food, so the workers were putting the food in the manager's hands and stuff. This is
that was hilarious. Yeah, and him like walking around and seeing all the people and just being nice to them while he has a fucking gun in his hand.
Yeah, he's just like, "Hey, you like your meal?" Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's really funny.
And whenever it goes off too, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to. The trigger's sensitive."
He accidentally shoots the ceiling. And then there's a certain lady in that scene I know you really like.
I couldn't. Oh my god,
It was weird. It was really funny.
Like what? He said something to her. I forgot what it was. He said something.
I think he asked her how she liked it or something like that.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he has his lady. He's like, how do you like your meal or something? And then she like throws up, but it like the sound of it was so funny. It was like ugh! Or something like that.
It wasn't very good. It was just really nothing I've ever heard before.
Right? It was so weird. I honestly want to sample that for something.
I think it's a good idea.
A song, maybe something.
It should be your outro too. Yeah.
The outro of this video?
Yeah, of every single one of your videos. Alright. Please like, comment, subscribe, peace.
That's funny.
Yeah.
If I knew I had to edit, I definitely would.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, like
yeah. Like I hate watching people throw up, but for some reason I think the sound of people throwing up is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Even just like I don't know. Yeah. But there was another scene or something that was making me laugh pretty hard too. I can't remember. I know Robert Duvall, and then I even forgot her name, but the his partner, the female cop, they had some funny moments too. I thought
Yeah.
together.
They were cool. I like their
Yeah,
personalities and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know who that actress was, but I liked her. She was really
Yeah.
cool. I can't remember her name, the character's name. What was Duvall's name? It was like Pendergast.
Pendergast, yeah,
something like that.
Pendergast.
Yeah, but yeah. Let's see, what else should we talk about? I mean, maybe some of the other stuff that happened with him.
Yeah, I mean,
is there something you want to? I mean, the Nazi guy, but is there something you want to talk about before that?
let's see. So what happened before that? The gang stuff happened before that.
Right.
We got to the burger joint,
Yeah.
and then after that, that's when he goes to the Nazi, right? Right after that,
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
His shoes are worn out.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I think it is. I think this is where people start getting their theories about like what this movie's trying to say with the Nazi guy, because before that, like honestly, Bill is just kind of pissed off because like the dude who owns the convenience store is a Korean guy, and he's having a hard time understanding him, and so he's like, "You come to my country, take my money, and you don't even have the courtesy to learn English and shit."
Which you could look at that as being racist. And,
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean,
but
like that's what it. Yeah, that's he was being racist, and then the same thing with the gang members too. Like they were like, he was sitting on just like some looks like an old broken down where a bridge might have been, where a pillar was. It was just some rhubarb.
That was
and
the
concrete.
poster. It was him on there.
Yeah, and then so they're like, "You see that, man?" And it's just It's just graffiti.
It's like a face or something. It's like that means get out or something.
Yeah, it means no trespassing.
No trespassing.
And he's like, well, maybe if you wrote that in English, I'd understand. So he's just like kind of being this sort of just mad that the world isn't for him, basically. And then he meets this Nazi who protects him because Nazi has a police scanner, and then the female cop, Pendergast's partner comes in, just asking if she's seen anybody fit in that description, and he hides him.
Okay, there was actually a thing that did make me laugh. That he said to her, he's like, "Why do they call you like officer? It would be like officer is like actress or something." Super. That made me laugh. Actually,
I was like, this guy. I mean, yeah.
I mean, for a character that you're supposed to hate. Like, I do think it's kind of funny that they added at least some humor to him. But...
Yeah. Well, he thought he was funny for sure. And then he takes him down to his basement in the shop and kind of shows him all the Nazi stuff and a bazooka.
It was like a Santa Claus. With like a...
Yeah, with the swastika on it. And Bill is like, wait a second, man. Like, we're not on the same team.
Yeah.
Like, I'm an American, bro. I don't know why you think you're fucking with me. And so this is like where people, kind of start, like I've heard political discussions about this movie where it's like, it's amazing, because the Nazi thought that he was trying to kill minorities specifically. Thought that Bill was. And Bill's like, no, I'm just having a bad day. I'm just trying to get home to my kids or whatever.
Yeah.
And
he breaks the snow globe too.
Oh yeah, he breaks the snow globe that he bought for $3 for his daughter. But I think if Bill acts surprised that he's like hanging out with the Nazi, but his actions have kind of set him up to do that. Even if in his head he was like,
yeah,
I'm not like a Nazi, like he's he ends up hanging out with one, and he does kill him, but
there's I mean, I would say he killed him out of self-defense though, but
oh yeah, that's true, because the Nazi turned on him because he was like, what are you doing, man? I thought we were on the same team. Turns on him,
like handcuffs him. It's like a really uncomfortable part. I don't want
the Nazi guy is really horny, basically.
Oh
yeah, I'd say. Yeah.
Well, he was making. I mean, he was homophobic too. And
well, he was.
There were like these two. There was like a gay couple that was
Oh,
in
yeah.
a shop, and he kicked them out and stuff or whatever. But
Yeah.
but like you think like he actually was maybe gay or something?
Well, I don't know. I just know that he was like talking like he was really making a show about it, about big black guys in prison.
Yeah.
You know, raping.
Yeah.
While he was standing behind him, and he's
Right.
like, "They'd be right behind you like this." Yeah, it was a completely gross.
Yeah.
It made me think about Pulp Fiction.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say American History X. But...
Oh well, that too. But,
Pulp Fiction. Oh god.
because there was like a similar like
scene.
basement scene kind of thing going on. Yeah.
Zed and Maynard. Yeah.
Yeah. Traumatic.
Fucking Marcellus. God.
Yeah, and
I'm gonna get medieval on your ass.
and so I don't know. I mean, I think it was cool to see him be like, "No, I'm not a Nazi."
Oh, this is 1 year before Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
I just
Oh,
realized.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Because I think honestly, I think a lot of guys in the United States right now would be like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, I'm not a Nazi," but then end up like kind of like believing
Doing-
the same shit almost like,
Oh.
"Hey, you're in my country, speak my language," or
Yeah.
whatever. You know, I think that.
I
is
mean, of course,
interesting.
he has different intentions and doesn't
Yeah.
really want to hurt anybody, but you know.
Well, maybe.
Mm.
I mean, he's definitely cool, hitting people in the face and shit.
Oh well.
You know, he's all kinds of fucked up in this movie, but
I don't know. I mean, but he is, of course, different from the Nazi guy. But
in a way, but I think that's what people talk about with this movie is like starting with that scene is like, well, how different are you?
oh,
You know, you're out here killing people and being crazy. You know, you might not be like Heil Hitler or whatever,
yeah,
but you're.
Then again, he was the only one he actually killed.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
Yeah. But is that all of that?
Yeah, so then he gets out of that situation, and now he's in G.I. Joe outfit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think after that was whenever he blew up the street or whatever with that they were working on with the bazooka and that kid there. But the bazooka was actually from the Nazi dude that he was trying to give it to him, and he ended up taking it afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh my god! I just remembered about right before he left the scene after he killed the Nazi dude. He called his wife, and that conversation, like the shit that he was saying to her, I forget what all he said. Oh, he said something like, it was like, what was it? It was, he's like, in South Africa or something like that, it's actually legal for, well, you say it's legal for a man to kill his wife if she
Insults him.
Yeah. Like, and that conversation, just him saying that, it was just so bizarre.
He's obviously,
like that.
psycho.
I think that was like the one that like really got me to where it's like, yeah, this guy's insane.
Yeah.
He may be the protagonist, but he is definitely the villain.
Oh yeah.
So, I do like movies that do that though. That have like, the not a protagonist doesn't necessarily mean the hero. It's
Right.
just the person you're following, and doesn't have to be a good person. There's a bunch of movies like that, and like Clockwork Orange, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Those are some of my favorites. Joker, even.
Joker.
But I guess you can maybe say Taxi Driver, but he's not like as bad or kind of crazy, but
Yeah, he's definitely crazy.
yeah, he's definitely crazy. But anyway, yeah, we already talked about that movie, but that first episode too.
Yeah. Wow.
But also too, one thing I want to mention about that scene whenever he was calling her and that, like, one thing I noticed, this is just something like not part of like the story or anything, just like the way they chose, but like, I don't know. I thought it was really weird that they like whenever like would show like his wife and you would hear him on the phone, but instead of like hearing like like it muffled like the
Yeah.
phone sound,
Yeah.
it was just him. It was just his normal voice of how it sounded whenever he was on screen. I think with her too,
Right.
it did the exact same.
Yeah.
And I think that every time, like all the phone stuff, it did that. I thought that was interesting. I don't remember any other movie that does it like that,
Yeah.
where they sound like they're in the same room, you know.
Yeah, it gave everything a more dreamlike.
Yeah,
Vibe, I
that
think.
was
That's
really
cool.
weird, but yeah, it was unique.
Mm-hmm.
It actually kind of reminded me of our last movie, Perfect Blue. Whenever
Mm-hmm.
that dude was the creepy dude was like, well, you know, he was talking to her voice. Also, it showed like the pictures of the girl. I forgot her name now, but the protagonist on the wall. And like they were all talking, but instead of like all those voices, like all the same voices, it was just one voice of them talking at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
a little bit different, but just the weird, bizarre stuff like I never seen in movies before, you know, stuff like that. But oh, there was one I wanted to talk about. Oh my god, I can't remember. It was one of the last things that he did.
Golf course, the family.
The family
Yeah.
too. But the golf course with the guy, he gave this guy a heart attack, and like, that was kind of, it was fucked up, but it was kind of funny. I mean, that guy was an asshole though.
Yeah, he
but
Get off my golf course.
yeah, his friend was like not that bad.
His friend was like smart and was like, "Hey man, this guy looks weird. We should not bother him." Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, I think I said it before, but he's like, I can't remember if he shot the gun or he just saw him pull out the gun.
Yeah,
Did he shoot the gun?
He shot the gun at his golf cart, and the golf cart rolled into the
right.
bank, Yeah.
And I think that gave him a heart attack, and because it scared him, and like they're both like old guys, 60s, 70s, something like that, and yeah, and he's just like having a heart attack. He's like, what's wrong with you? He's like, my heart. He's like, what's wrong with your heart? What is something? I forgot. He's like, what do you need? He's like, pills. He's like, where are your pills? He's like, in the car. And he's like, well, I can't help you there or something.
Yeah. It's like your cart's drowned.
Yeah, he says like, you should have thought of that before.
Yeah.
That was so funny. Yeah, that was
The
crazy.
old man died. Most likely.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah.
Most likely dead.
But yeah, and the family too. Like it was I guess it was like next door to the golf course.
Yeah.
He like climbed the fence with barbed wire. He got his hand cut. What else was there? I can't remember exactly. His
After that, or in that scene?
in the scene.
Uh,
He's just like talking to the family.
yeah, the
and-
police were coming, so he grabbed the daughter's hand and hid
Yeah.
like got the family to hide in a doorway, and he was upset that the parents, the man there, the dad was like, of the family was like, hey man, take me with you, like you can leave these people behind, like his family.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, you think I'm wanting to hurt your family, man?
Yeah.
Like, I've got kids of my own. I got a kid of my own at home, man.
Yeah, I have a family of
Yeah.
my own,
Yeah.
and like he also like he like freaked out whenever he saw like blood on the daughter's hand, but that was just because he cut himself. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, did I hurt you?" And
He just had his own blood on him.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I actually mentioned that beforehand because I noticed that he grabbed her by the hand. I'm like, dude,
Yeah, you got
What?
blood all over you.
yeah. I forgot he said that though, but yeah. Man, there's like so much I can't remember what else there is.
Yeah, I know, because I think after...
We still got the ending to talk about.
Yeah, after that, he goes... Doesn't he get to their house?
Yeah,
He calls them,
I think
and then
he
they-
calls for. He calls first, and like I forget what he says to his wife, but like she knows that he's like there. He was like
he's,
right around the
he's
corner.
talking about the old ice cream place they used to go to, turned into a weird new age
Oh yeah,
place or whatever.
that was actually kind of funny. I remember kind of laughing at.
Yeah,
whatever he
it was
said.
really funny. Like, he's just like, it's crazy. They just an ice cream place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so So, once she heard that, she took the daughter, ran out of the house, and it was just right around the corner.
Yeah, it was just it was a comical scene there.
And so he goes in there and watches a videotape of maybe of one of the daughter's birthdays whenever she was younger and stuff. He's talking about the horse and stuff.
Yeah.
And they got her a dog, and the dog is there too with him.
Yeah, still alive.
Yeah. And when he was a puppy, that's when they got him. But yeah, and what else is there?
Really, that might be sort of the end of his story up to that point.
Okay.
And then it's our boy Pendergast. We should probably get into him, actually, and then bridge these gaps. So it's Pendergast's last day on the job.
Okay, yeah.
He was wounded before, probably months or years ago.
Oh.
And then so he's just a desk jockey. But he still has a gun. But they take his gun away because it's his last day. And his wife has a lot of problems in her brain. They did lose a child and stuff.
Yeah.
And she was worried that he died because when he got shot or whatever. And so she calls him all the time and is pretty controlling. And
she's like, when are you getting home? He's just get home already.
She's pretty intense. It's
he's
really
I'll be home soon, honey.
Yeah, he's he's his arc in the movie. He is really too soft with her, and then he stands up to her later on in the movie. Basically says, I've got to do my job or what I want to do.
Yeah.
And handles the situation. So he starts putting the pieces together throughout this whole movie because one of the gang members' girlfriends, I guess, survived the crash, and she said it was a white dude in a white shirt and tie.
Yeah.
Business-looking dude. And so no one believed her except for him because he kept putting these pieces together at the burger shop. There was a white dude with the thing.
The baseball bat.
Baseball bat, yep. And so
and the bag of guns.
Exactly. Yeah, so him and his partner track him down. They meet his mom. They meet Bill's mom and find out that Bill had a wife and kid. Go to her place after Bill is there. Bill is in the house. He shoots the partner, and she's still alive. But Pendergast he takes her gun and chases Bill to the pier, which is an inch away from the old house. And Bill's wife and kid are there getting some ice cream or popcorn or whatever they're getting. And so Bill corners the family and it's so gross. Bill's kissing up all over this ex-wife. It was really nasty.
Oh, yeah.
And has a gun still and is holding on to it.
Oh, yeah. Right.
And guess who shows up? It's Pendergast, who is cool, calm, and collected, eating some popcorn.
Yeah.
Yeah, he turns on the detective kind of criminal psychology thing, and he basically gets it to where he's not holding the gun because he gives the popcorn to the daughter, and the daughter gives the popcorn to Bill, the dad. So Bill puts down the gun, eats some popcorn. The wife kicks the gun away, and then the wife and daughter run off, and then he's got his gun pointed at Bill, and no other cops are coming. And so Bill says, I've got a gun in my right pocket. And he says, you want to draw?
Yeah,
and
Wild West style.
Yeah, and Pendergast is no, I don't want to. Just wait. Go. You want to see your daughter grow up. And
not behind bars.
Bill says not behind bars. But there's a moment before that I forgot that's really important. Where Pendergast is basically it's all over. The rest of the cops are going to get here. You're going to get arrested. Mm. And Bill says, "Wait, I'm the bad guy."
Yeah,
and he at that point, he realizes that he's the bad guy, and he asks, "How did that happen?"
Yeah,
Yeah, and so, yeah, he reaches for the gun, pulls it out. It turns out it is a water gun that his daughters had the whole movie.
Yeah, they showed her with the gun pretty much throughout it, hinting on it, which I didn't even realize until I saw the second time.
It's good foreshadowing,
right?
And then Pendergast shoots him.
Yeah,
and he falls into the lake or the pier, or whatever.
Well, like an ocean or something.
Yeah.
And then there's a little bit left. You know, he goes to the house, Pendergast, and with Bill's wife and daughter, and also, like, it's kind of funny, but not really, but it kind of is, just because, like, you know, she was going to have a birthday party, all her friends and stuff are there, but they're like with their moms, and they're like, oh shit, what's going on? There's cops everywhere. It's like, and Pendergast's like, oh, go ahead and have your party, and stuff like that. And he was talking to the daughter too for a little bit. I forgot what he said to her, but
he asked her name, said it was a nice name.
Adele. Did we mention her name was Adele?
No, her name's Adele.
We're making, of course, jokes about the singer, but
and then Pendergast said that his name's Mud, and he said it's gonna be because he's not quitting. Basically, he's gonna still be a cop. Is what it sounded like to me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He's not quitting for his wife.
Yeah. Funny enough, this movie came out the same year as the Primus song "My Name Is Mud," so that must be a coincidence, but it was just kind of but just have to say that as the huge Primus fan that I am. But,
they suck.
Yeah, they do. But if you know, you know.
Yeah, Primus says no.
But yeah. Is there anything else?
I think
there's still some like
specific,
at least the story, but there's still like a little bit of like, you know, the filmmaking and whatnot.
Oh
that kind of stuff we could talk about. But I feel like we're leaving out some stuff. We probably are, but
I mean, yeah,
at least in terms of like probably dialogue that might be important or something. But but yeah. If there's nothing else, we could jump into the other stuff.
I think we could do that.
Okay, then. Okay, so, you know, I gotta be honest, like, I fucking love the story. Like, I think that's a big... one of the big highlights is the story. Just very, very interesting. I am kind of curious if this is a book, maybe, or it doesn't look like it.
I don't know. I don't think it is.
No. Written by Ebro Smith. Huh. Just the screenwriter, I guess. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. That's not based on a book, but yeah, very. I mean, for an original concept for a movie, yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah,
and. Yeah, I thought Joel Schumacher did a great job. The cinematography was really interesting. The color palette was really interesting. I mean, for one thing, we didn't mention this, but the setting in Los Angeles, I guess it is. But you know, it's supposed to be like the hottest day of like the summer.
Yeah.
And like, and it definitely looked that way. Like,
100%.
It was like very like orangey kind of looking, kind of also like Do the Right Thing.
Yeah.
Which that movie was like set in like the hottest day of the summer. That kind of had the same feel to it as well. But yeah, that was pretty cool. Like I also like Lost Boys had a really interesting like color thing to it. Which I don't really like to look at, but I do think it does matches that movie perfectly. So
yeah,
like especially for an '80s movie, it's very interesting looking, kind of unique.
Yeah.
But it works with the movie. It's not like the best like looking kind of like film, but it's like but you know, it's pretty cool, and that's kind of like this. Although I think this looks better.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah. Oh yeah. Also, like the fucking. We'll talk about the cinematography, but like the opening shot was like kind of like this tracking shot that was like going around his car in like you know, while he's stuck in traffic. That was really cool. Very well done. Like I don't know how they did that. I guess a crane or something.
Sophisticated system there.
But that was like really cool. Like I even remember the very first time I saw this. Like I was like right away just from that tracking shot. I was like, that I'm gonna love this movie. so yeah, that was great. The performances, I mean, definitely, of course, Michael Douglas. Like he nailed this without a doubt. He's an actor I'm still trying to, you know, I still don't know everything about. The only other movie I could think of that I've seen, which he was great in as well, was a David Fincher movie called The Game. And that was actually after watching that movie. I watched that one first. And after seeing that one, that made me want to watch this one because he was really good. I mean, he was definitely not the same. His character does kind of get a little crazy kind of close to the end of that film. If that spoils, sorry. But he does a little bit, but, you know, he's not, like, already crazy or whatever. But still, you know, I thought he was fantastic in that movie, and I was like, yeah, I need to see Falling Down now.
Yeah.
And once I did, yeah, I can't see anyone else play that character, really.
Yeah.
Not Tobey Maguire.
There was just certain moments where I just saw Tobey Maguire's face.
That's so funny.
And Michael Douglas's, it was just his little smirks and shit. I was like, that's Toby. Right there.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
God. Yeah, you thought? What did you think about Michael Douglas?
Oh, he did great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you can really put in. He is just a really great casting.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, I don't know who. Like, I mean, Tobey Maguire, it would just be a different movie.
I mean, he was like maybe like a kid whenever this came out.
Yeah. I mean,
anyways.
if it was like how old Tobey Maguire is now, maybe a little older, it'd be interesting.
If
But
they were to remake this like today with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
You know who I think maybe could pull it off? It would be different, but maybe Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah. He would have to
Perhaps.
get older and less, because he's like always like buff. You ever
Oh.
see him? He's just like ripped for some reason.
Is he?
Yeah. He
I
needs to gain a little weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, get a little slobbier.
I get there is that one movie. Was it called like Guns and Ammo or something? Where he's like, I just see him with 2 guns. He's like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious about that. See how he is. I don't know anything about. That's the only thing I know about that movie. But I don't know. Maybe him. But I don't know who else. I definitely see him more than Tobey Maguire. But that's.
Yeah. I don't know, this little cosmic kiss there.
Yeah.
Little universe thing.
Yeah. Robert Duvall, I thought played his character
Oh
very
yeah.
well.
I wouldn't change any of
Oh no.
the casting at all.
Yeah, Barbara Hershey too.
Uh-huh.
She was actually the mom in Natalie Portman's mom in Black Swan, and she also was in the second ever Martin Scorsese film called Boxcar Bertha. She was the protagonist in that movie, and she was not bad, but that movie wasn't very good though. But yeah, beside the point. But yeah, cast is great. I thought the music was very interesting. It did go kind of cheesy, over the topness, but it worked. I thought, kind of very action movie esque, but. Especially by the end too.
Oh yeah.
Like whenever Pendergast was like, went into the house and like saw that his partner was shot and stuff like that. So it got kind of you were laughing at that part of it, and I was like, what? And you're like, oh, that saxophone or whatever.
Oh,
Or was that something different? Oh no, that
No,
was
I
whenever
laughed-
he got
I
shot.
laughed when Bill got shot. because
Right, that's
He
what
got
it was,
shot,
yeah.
and his body started spinning around, and there was like a trumpet that went.
I think it was
like-
a little slower. It was
yeah.
like,
Yeah, it's like, damn.
right.
Yeah.
You were laughing, I think, at that part too, whenever he's like running in the house and stuff, trying to catch him.
Oh yeah, because I was like, you need to grab like a glass or something to throw at him.
Oh, when I'm talking about the music, though,
Oh.
I felt like you. I mean, I think we both were, but yeah.
Oh yeah, there was some motif that was actually pretty damn funny. I don't remember it now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, but okay, we're already at the hour mark now.
Wee. Why
I'm
you-
trying to
why-
see who
why
does
you-
the music here, real quick.
Bob.
It was James Newton Howard. That's who did the music, which is ironic because that guy has my given name at least. Yeah, I mean I'm Jimmy Stone, but James Howard was my given name.
Dead name.
But yeah, okay, that's who did the music. Okay, cool.
I don't know who the hell that is.
He's a pretty famous composer. He did.
Not to me.
I know he did. I think some of M. Night Shyamalan's movies,
Oh.
like Unbreakable, maybe The Sixth Sense too. And I don't know. He's a pretty acclaimed composer, but yeah. Like the only reason why I remember his name is because because I had the same name. But anyways, but yeah, okay. But yeah, he did. I thought he did a great job with this movie, for sure. And I mean, everybody did.
Everybody worked their fucking.
Man,
ass
you
off
feel
on
like
this
you
They
got
worked-
tired
they
all
worked
of a
out
sudden.
I've been off and on.
I mean, you've been tired all day, but it's just I don't know. Just your energy for some reason got. But
it is 2 hours past my bedtime.
is it 9 already?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That wasn't my
Facts.
just Fuck. Anyways, so yeah, unless there's anything else that we forgot to talk about, I guess we could give our overall thoughts and ratings.
Drink a couple Coors Banquet Tall Boys, and this movie is like, we didn't do that, but that would have been really nice. It would have been really funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
This one's for the boys. This one's for the homies. Like, I don't know if this is a good date movie, depending on who your date is. I
Right.
guess. But yeah, save this one for guys' night. Couple stogies,
yeah,
couple tall boys. You're good to go.
I can't see very, very many women liking this movie.
Me
But
neither.
if they do, though, then they're definitely marriage material. But oh
How's your back doing?
yeah, it sucks. But
Mine is too.
yeah, I still think this is a fantastic movie. It's not like Leon the Professional, where whenever I first saw it, it was like a 10 out of 10, and then like a couple more times, I think it was whenever I saw it with you, it went down to an 8, but I still like the movie a lot. But it's not quite like that. Like I do actually like this better than Leon, but no, just I don't know. It just, I guess, just because I knew pretty much what was going to happen in this film, I guess just didn't leave the exact same impact to me as it did the first time I saw this. So, but I still love this movie, and most likely it could be on the whenever I update my top 100 favorite movies list coming sometime this year. I think I still got a few months to wait on that, because I'm waiting for a year since the last year. But anyways,
That makes sense.
but yeah, but most likely it will probably be on there. And we will reveal the next movie we're going to do after this, which actually originally we were going to do that one first, but then Cade's like, fuck it, let's do Falling Down. But I will say there's a good chance that movie has, or at least at the moment, has a 9 for me. And but man, I feel like I'm actually excited to do that movie, man.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever hopefully, I kind of feel like whenever we watch that might be a 10 out of me, and it might be like one of my all-time favorites.
10 out of him and a
like
3 out
it
of me.
could. It's honestly at least at the moment, it is like favorite movie of all time potential. That it has that because it's just such a unique movie. Originally, I liked Falling Down better, but now that one, I just feel like I feel like that one might be better. But more on that one later. We'll reveal that movie in a minute. But this one though. So was there anything else you wanted to say before you give your rating?
Yeah.
You can give your rating before I do, but
If I didn't know anything about this movie and it had the shock value, because like I knew a lot about this movie, I knew what it was.
I didn't know like a lot, but I knew some.
But yeah, if it had the shock value, I'd probably be more surprised and excited.
Okay.
But like, you know, I think I give it an 8. I like this movie.
8?
Yeah, I like this movie a lot.
Oh,
I think it's a damn good, damn solid movie.
I'm actually surprised. I thought it would be a little higher than that. Wow.
I think it'd be an 8. I think it'd be it's super enjoyable. Crack a couple cold ones. take a swig. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, I give this a 9. Originally, I gave it a 10. Like right whenever I first saw it, I was like, "Yeah, that's a 10." But yeah, it's a 9, which 9 still means favorite for me. Only 9 and 10s are favorites for me. Like an 8 out of 10 is close, but not quite there for me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. But yeah, it's still a favorite for me, and most likely could be on the updated 100 list. So, yeah. But yeah, great film. I mean, of course, I can't see anyone watching this before they watch the movie.
Yeah.
But if for some reason you like hearing us talk about a movie before you watch it and don't mind spoilers, then yeah, watch this movie.
Then you'll love this fucking movie, man.
Yeah, it's great. So, all right, 8.
Great.
Yeah, 8, 9. Great film, Falling Down. Good job, Joel Schumacher and Michael Douglas and everyone else.
Everyone else involved.
Yes. All right, so there we go. That's our review for Falling Down. First time back on the channel.
First time back.
Well, first time. First time. First movie that we watched. Bring the podcast back.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy that
we're back, baby.
Yeah, because we thought we were done with Perfect.
Yeah,
Blue, but yeah, I thought that was a pretty good one to start with.
Most definitely. What's the next one gonna be?
Okay, so the next one, I think the next one could have been good too, but a good way to start. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the next movie is going to be a more recent film that came out in the last year, and it was it was my favorite. It's my favorite movie of last year, and I have talked about it. That will be Poor Things, directed by Yorgos Lanthimos, starring Emma Stone, Willem Dafoe, and Mark Ruffalo.
Got no money in the wallet.
And yeah, and the thing about I just got God damn it. And also the thing about that movie, this guy doesn't know very much about that. He's right.
I think it's about people with no money. That's what my theory is about it.
Yeah, he doesn't know anything about the movie, so I'm excited. I think this will be up your alley. I honestly do think you'll love it. Hopefully. But I mean, I think you'll like it at least. But But yeah, it's like very artsy. It's very
artsy-fartsy.
It's the story is very interesting and unique, and I think you'll like it. And it is honestly, I think it's one of the greatest films I have ever seen, and like one of the greatest that came out in recent years. I still, at least at the moment, I like The Whale better. That's my favorite movie of this decade. That's my favorite movie of this decade so far, but Poor Things is very close. We'll talk more about that when we do it, but I am so excited. Hopefully they'll be out pretty soon, maybe in the next week or so, but yeah, so look out for that one.
Shaka Khan.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, please, thank you guys for watching this episode if you made it this far. So please like, subscribe, comment, share, hit the bell, and
Cash App.
Yeah, we'll see you. We'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll see you guys later, but we'll see you guys when we do Poor Things. So, all right, everybody, peace.
Bye. Adios. See you later.